So, what I first loved about Lorelei when I met her was how warm and just a hospitable person that she was. During the interview process, I learned that she was a professional. She's a principal of a school. She's a very busy woman. Although she only looks 30, she's a little bit older. She has 5 children, busy lifestyle. She's maintaining this home all on her own. She's a fantastic role model. I look up to her. So what I realized about her was she's extremely talented. On top of all of that, if that wasn't enough, she's an avid musician, and all is her family. They perform in front of thousands of people. A lot of you may have seen them in concert down in Toronto. They've been all over, and her brother's a award-winning, is that a Juno Award?
Yes.
Juno Award. He's worked for Nelly Furtado. Like, this family is musical beyond crazy. It's just crazy. It's so uber talented. So when you walk in her house, what's the first thing you see? You see a grand piano. Well, obviously that already set the wheels in motion. Like, this family is musical beyond. We need to incorporate music into this space. And that's what we did. And then as you looked around, I saw there was art everywhere with music. Everything had a musical flair. I didn't necessarily love the way everything was placed, but that was okay. I got her. And she had just admitted to me that she had just bought furniture. And she was sort of apprehensive as to, should we get rid of it all? Most designers would say, yeah, toss it, because that's the easy thing to do. I knew you spent a lot of money. There is no way I'm going to let you get rid of something if I can work with it. I knew we just needed to ground this furniture. We had a yellow sofa. We had really bleached floors. There was a dark piano over at the other end. There was nothing to ground this space, and that's how the wheels in motion started. Plus, her family is very important to her. She had beautiful family portraits on the wall, just unfortunately not framed nice, and I knew I was going to incorporate that too. So design is all about really getting the customer's personality and their lifestyle into their space, right? We don't want it to be absent of personality. It's the exact opposite. So when we got here, the first thing you notice about this room is this beautiful black grand piano. Obviously, this was staying. This is the focal point of the room. This is used on a daily basis. So, and this piece here, which actually we do sell in the store, our client already had this in her house. So this was great. I love this piece. Champagne finishes, works in beautiful with our little bit of yellow and cream going on over there with the crystal knobs. What this room didn't have was beautiful lighting. It had okay lighting, but it wasn't great. So I suggested this black, it's sort of like a sheer black glass, almost like a Murano chandelier, but not as expensive as one, but it's beautiful, and it just ties this room in beautifully. It almost has a gray cast, so it works with our gray shears on the other side. What we did was we, again, moved around their art. All of this art was theirs. We just moved it around, and we brought in a lamp and some orchids again, some accessories, some gray glass candle holders with our real lights, which we love, and just to tie this whole space in together. We're still in this little corner. It looks like it's empty, but what we're doing is we're looking for a piece of art to come in here. I will be going to Atlanta in a couple of days, then Vegas and Toronto shows, and we're going to find her a piece of art because we don't have one in the house that fits perfectly. In this corner we have Beethoven, which I found in another place of the house to bring here with this little marble top stand that we got for Lorelei, as well as these 2 candle holders. So it just romanticizes this whole area. Again, when you walk in the house, this is the first thing that you see. And we think it just ties in these 2 spaces beautifully together.
I never thought, for me, that I could ever afford to have a designer come to my home. I've always, I love Home and Garden Television. I love Women's Network, and I've watched a lot of design shows, but I truly never thought that I could ever afford to have a designer, and that my house was that type of house that a designer would want to come to.
Right. So the 2 windows were covered with Hunter Douglas blinds. There was a coffee table, 2 ends, a yellow sofa, and 2 tub accent chairs in gray. The carpet had quite a bit of gray in it. There was artwork, if I remember, kind of all over. I don't really remember exactly where it was. It was all musical, and it was kind of all over. There were some family portraits just over here, but very unattractive frames. So basically, I really had a lot, there was a lot of good things. She made a lot of good choices. There was a lot to work with, so what I decided to do was let's get this gray carpet meaning something in this space. So we needed to do some dark charcoal gray panels, which this is their living room. It's very formal. So I feel that this actually has a formal feel to it. the Hunter Douglas, they're gorgeous, but they just don't have a very elegant look. It's the best window treatment to actually block out the light, but not for creating any type of ambiance in a room. So what we did is we took away the pillows that the sofa came with, as you can see. Super casual. The patterns don't even go with the rug. And what we did was bring completely different blingy pillows, which in the dark navies and grays to go with the gray. And then 2 accent lamps with black shades, gray glass, mercury glass, to pick up on the black piano over at the other side. There's a black little side table there. We reframed, well actually first on this side, we brought in some orchids because Lorelei loves orchids, and as you guys know, that's my signature flower. I want them in every project because I just think they're so beautiful. And since I killed every flower that's in my purse and in my possession, I want to bring silk ones in. So I think this is great. We're using the chrome as an accent color, an accent material. And because Lorelei is so musical, we brought in these musical players here, little orchestra there. And we moved the fireplace that was on this wall over to this side right here and just put a nice piece of art. She already owned this art, we just relocated it for another part in the room. And so now this becomes a beautiful conversation area, and the whole room is tied together. So I've designed this custom framing line that we have in the store. It's available to everybody, but we like to incorporate them in our design projects. This particular look, it's a frame with a mat. Then there's a wood fillet surrounding the picture. We've created like a shadow box effect. So the picture actually comes out, and if you look and see, there's depth. So the back matting, if you want to call it, is mirror. So as you can see, these just create an extremely beautiful way to house any pictures that are very important to you. And they also become a part of the decor of the room. As you can see, the black ties in with all the black accents and the black piano. And this really is a nice way to treat any family portraits that you want to incorporate into a room that's being designed. They were over there on that side. We've made them bigger with the matting. They had really inexpensive frames that were brown, if I recall. This is now the focal point of the room. People walk into the door right over there, and this is the first thing they see. What's important to the family? Their loved ones, and that's why they're here. We've also done this 2 pieces of art on the wall, and these are limited editions that Lorelei did buy, and they were framed completely different pictures. We framed them to be as close to in size the same as possible, and put this on a focal point wall. This way people walk in, they know this family is all about music.
I just find this whole entire space so relaxing. I love coming home from work. My candles are already on, and it just feels so warm and inviting to come over and to sit on my couch or on my chair, open up a beautiful red bottle of wine, and relax in this space and enjoy the ambiance that Kim has created here.